This is part 2 of Girl in Pieces, a novel by Kathleen Glasgow. Casper smells nice. She's always clean. Her clothes rustle softly. She never raises her voice. She rubs Sasha's back when she sobs so hard she chokes. She positions her arms around Linda/Katie/Cuddles like a goalie or something when one of the bad people breaks free. I've seen her in Blue's room, even on the day Blue gets an enormous box of books from her mother, pawing through the paperbacks and smiling at Blue. I've seen Blue melt a little, just a little, at this smile. Casper should be someone's mother. She should be my mother. We're never in darkness. Every room has lights in the walls that ping on at 4 p.m. and ping off at 6 a.m. They're small but bright. Louisa doesn't like light. Scratchy curtains cover the windows, and she makes sure to pull them shut tightly every night before bed to block out the squares of yellow from the office building next door. Then she drapes the bedsheet over her head for good measure. Tonight, as soon as she's asleep, I kick off the sheets and pull the curtains apart. Maybe I'm looking for the salt stars. I don't know. I pee in the metal toilet, watching the silent lump of Louisa beneath her pile of covers. In the weird mirror, my hair looks like snakes. I squeeze the mats and dreads in my fingers. My hair still smells like dirt and concrete, addict and dust. It makes me feel sick. How long have I been here? I am waking from something, from somewhere, a dark place. The bulbs in the hallway ceilings are like bright, long rivers. I peek into the room as I walk. Only Blue is awake, holding her paperback all the way up to the ping light to see. No doors, no lamps, no glass, no razors, only soft, spoonable food, and barely warm coffee. There's no way to hurt yourself here. I feel jangly and loose inside. Waiting at the nurse's station, drumming my fingers on the countertop, I ding the little bell. It sounds horrible and loud in the quiet hall. Barbero rounds the corner, his mouth full of something crunchy. He frowns when he sees me. Barbero is a thick-necked form wrestler from Monami. He still has a whiff of ointment and adhesive. He only likes pretty girls. I can tell because Jen S. is very pretty. With her long legs and freckled nose, he's always smiling at her. She's the only one he ever smiles at. He puts his feet up on the desk and pops some potato chips into his mouth. You, he says, salty bits fluttering from his lips to his blue scrubs. What the fuck do you want at this time of night? I take the pad of sticky notes and pen from the counter and write quickly and hold up the sticky note. How long have I been here? He looks at the sticky note and shakes his head. Ask. I write. No, tell me. He says. No can do, Silent Sue. Barbero crumples the chip bag and stuffs it into the trash. You're gonna have to open that fucked up little mouth of yours and use your big girl voice. Barbero thinks I'm afraid of him, but I'm not. There's only one person I'm afraid of, and he's far away, on the whole other side of the river. He can't get to me here. I don't think he can get to me. Anyway, another sticky note. Just tell me, you oaf. My hands are shaking a little as I hold it up. Barbero laughs. Chips clot the spaces between his teeth. Sparks go off behind my eyes. Inside, my music gets very loud. My skin numbs as I walk away from the nurse's station. I'd like to breathe, like Casper says, but I can't. That won't work, not for me. Not once I get angry and the music starts. Now my skin isn't numb, but positively itches as I roam, looking, and when I find it and turn around, Barberos is not laughing anymore. He's shitting and ducking. The plastic chair bounces off the nurse's station, and then the container holding the pens with the plastic flowers taped to them falls. The pens fanning out across the endless everywhere beige carpet. I start to kick the station, which is bad because I have no shoes, but the pain feels good, so I keep doing it. Barbero is up now, but I grab the chair again, and he holds out his hands. Calm down, you crazy fucker. But he says it really soft, like maybe he's a little afraid of me now. I don't know why. but this makes me even angrier. I'm raising the chair again when Doc Dooley shows up. If Casper is disappointed in me, she doesn't show it. She just watches me watch the turtle. The turtle does his thing. I'd like to be that turtle, underwater, quiet, no one around. What a peaceful fucking life that turtle has. Casper says, to answer the question you asked, because Bruce, last night, you have been at Creeley for 6 days. You were treated in the hospital and kept for observation for 7 days before you were transferred here. Did you know you had walking pneumonia? Well, you still have it, but the antibiotics should help. She picks up something chunky from her desk and slides it to me. It's one of those desk calendars. I'm not sure what I'm looking for, but then I see at the top of the page, April. It's the middle of April. Casper says, you just missed Easter at Creeley. You were a little out of it, but you didn't miss much. We didn't really have a giant bunny hopping around in the psych ward, can we? She smiles. Sorry, that's just a little therapist humor. We did have an egg hunt, though. Thanksgiving is a lot more fun around here. Dry turkey, lumpy gravy, good times. I know she's trying to cheer me up and get me to talk. I slide my face to her, but as soon as I meet her eyes, I feel the fucking sting of tears, so I look back at the stupid turtle. I feel like I'm waking up, going back into my darkness. All at once, Casper leans forward. Do you remember being in Regent's hospital at all? I remember the security guard, the forest, and the hair inside of his nose. I remember the lights above me, bright as suns, the sounds of beeping that never seemed to stop. I remember wanting to kick out when hands were on me, when they were cutting away my clothes and boots. I remember how heavy my lungs felt as they were filled with mud. I remember being so scared of that fucking Frank was going to appear in the doorway and take me away, back to Seed House, to the room where girls cried. I remember crying. I remember the splatter of my vomit on a nurse's shoes, and the way her face had never changed. Not once, like it happened to her all the time. I had wished my eyes to tell her sorry, because I had no words, and how her face didn't change then either. Then nothing until Louisa. Casper says, it's all right if you can't remember. Our subconscious is spectacularly agile. Sometimes it knows when to take us away as a kind of protection. I hope that makes sense. I wish I knew how to tell her that my subconscious was broken, because it never took me away when that fucking Frank was threatening me, or when that man tried to hurt me in the underpass. My broken big toe throbs because it's splint, and the weird foot booty Doc Dooley put me in. Now when I walk, I really feel like a crazy freak. I am with my nesty hair and my clubby arms and my trussed up legs and limp. What's going to happen to me? Casper says, I think you need a project. It isn't true that I want to be like the turtle and be alone. What's true is that I want Ellis back, but she can never come back. Ever, ever. Not the way she was anyways. And it's true that I miss Mikey and Danny Boy, and I even miss Evan and Dump sometimes. I miss my mother, even though missing her feels more like anger than sadness, like I feel when I think about Ellis. And even that really isn't true, because when I say I feel sadness, what I really mean is a black hole inside me filled with nails and rocks and broken glass and words that I don't have anymore. Ellis, Ellis. And while it is true that my clothes are from the lost and found, it isn't entirely true that I have nothing, because I do have something. They just keep it from me. I saw it once when Doc Dooley told me to stop watching the movie during entertainment, come to the nurse's station. When I got there, he pulled a backpack, my backpack, from underneath the desk. Doc Dooley is super tall and handsome, the kind of handsome where you know he knows how handsome he is, and that his life is much easier for it. And so he tends to be kind of easygoing with the rest of us, the unhandsome. So when he said, 2 boys dropped this off, does this look familiar to you? I was momentarily blinded by the whiteness of his teeth, and fascinated by the velvety quality of his stubble. I grabbed my pack and sank to my knees, unzipping it and shoving my hands inside. It was there. I cradled it, sighing in relief, because Doc Dooley said, "Don't get excited." We emptied it. I took out my tender kit, the Army medical kit I had found when I was 14 strolling St. Vincent de Paul thrift store on West 7th with Ellis. The metal box was dented. The large red cross on the front was scratched and losing its paint. My tender kit used to hold everything, my ointment, my gauze, my pieces of broken mason jar, in a blue velvet pouch, my cigarettes, my matches, my lighter, buttons, bracelets, money, my photos wrapped in linen. The box made no sound when I shook it. I dug deeper in the green backpack, but it was too dark and empty. No extra socks, no underwear, no rolls of toilet paper, no film canister filled with panhandled cash, no pills in a baggie, no rolled up tight wool blanket. My sketch pad was missing, my bag of pens and charcoals was gone, my land camera was gone. I looked up at Doc Dooley. "We had to take everything out for your safety." He offered his hand to me, and even his hand was handsome, with slender fingers and buff nails. I ignored it, standing up by myself, clutching my tender kit and the backpack tightly. "You have to give the bag and the box back. We'll keep them until you're discharged." He reached out and tugged on the backpack, slipped away my tender kit from my hand, and he put them back behind the desk. "But you can have these." Doc Dooley pressed the square linen into my hands. Inside, protected by the soft fabric, are photographs of us, me and Ellis, Mikey and Danny Boy, perfect and together before everything was blue to hell. As I walked away, pressing the photographs to my chest, Doc Dooley called out, "Those boys said they were sorry." I kept walking, but inside I felt myself pause for just a second.